I was not so long ago one of those guys outside of MANN+HUMMEL. I've really only joined the company for about a month, so I know the company only a little, but I have a long background in the venture world. Prior to joining MANN+HUMMEL, I was at a technology development firm where we took on the hard work of taking ideas and trying to form them into companies, and know the pain of trying to scale, having that idea, knowing how game-changing it be, and the pain of trying to bring it out. And prior to that, I was at a large corporate also facing its own cultural changes like we're facing now in MANN+HUMMEL in the merchant energy space, and started a corporate venture group there in a world where technology was very foreign. We used to talk about, the energy companies just, there's a spectrum of ways companies develop technologies, and energy companies just weren't on it. Luckily today, 10 years later, energy companies are much better about that, and we can see some of the results. I think in this world, in MANN+HUMMEL, we got the same opportunity. I'm going to talk a little bit about our approach to how we do corporate ventures. There's several different ways companies go about it, and our approach is very highly strategic. We invest in sort of what I call the dual mandate. We're looking for high strategic value, so companies who are have technologies that are new and interesting, things we can build into our products. Some of those products are the digitalization products Charles mentioned, and some of those are our core products. Some of those 24 filters a second that we're building, we're looking for good technologies that can go inside of those and help our customers. But at the same time, we're looking for ROI. We are going to look at things as a financial investor as well, and we're looking for both. And we think having that alignment is actually win-win, both for us and for our portfolio companies. But we have other objectives as well, as I think any good strategic should. And part of those other objectives are, even if a technology company isn't a good fit for us as an investment, I want to be able to find the right place in our organization for that technology company. So for all the other companies here at Plug and Play, I'm not a technology scout, but I want to be a roadmap for you in where you can find places in MANN+HUMMEL where your technology applies, even if it may not be a fit for us from an investment perspective. I want to do that. And the reason I want to do that is because part of our goal in the venture group, in addition to seeking investments in ROI, is to increase our innovation speed. This cultural change that we're going through, corporate ventures is one piece of how we want to continue to force that change through the company, and hopefully it's through positive results, that we're engaging with startups that have impact on our products, have impact on and therefore impact on our customers, and help us reach the visions that we've laid out. I'm not a filter guy, at least I wasn't, and now I am. And it's been interesting for me to learn exactly the breadth of technical spaces that actually apply to us and the things that we're interested in. And some of them I think will be obvious, and some of them aren't as obvious. A big one for us is materials. We're very interested in materials we can use inside of our products, whether those are the actual media, whether those are chemicals we can put on media. Those things, anything that we could, as Charles said, can help us remove the harmful from the useful, are interesting for us. And so new innovations and materials are great. And we also have a great team. And one of the good things I get to rely on in the ventures unit is we have a team of R&D engineers who can help us evaluate these technologies. And therefore we give startup companies great validation and proof points for your technology going forward. Another area that we're very interested in, those 24 filters a second have got to get eventually to customers, and that creates a very large supply chain for us. So that world is very interesting. And the thing that's not obvious, at least probably wasn't obvious before you walked in the door, but is now after you heard Charles talk, this world of internet. We talk about digitalization. A lot of that is about acquiring data, moving it back up the pipeline, and creating useful actionable information and products for our customers. And so technologies that can help us grow those business lines, help us realize what other products we have may fit in that kind of world, those are all very interesting for us. And then obviously we are a company that has earned its keep in mobility for many years, between oil filters and cabin air filters. So anything in that space, how it's evolving, where we can play a role in the changes in mobility are very in play for us in the venture world. I'm gonna give a little shout out for Plug and Play here and talk about how we've used them. It's helped us think about differently about the types of partnerships we can do with early stage companies. And that's resulted in a lot of different structures and helped us think differently about the types of pilots we can launch. And that's ended up giving us, allowing us to be very active. You see 10 pilots. In addition to the 10 pilots, we've actually done 3 investments, all of that in the last 12 months, 16 months. So we're serious. We're serious about the change for the company. We're serious about committing to doing innovation in a different way than we've done it before. And Plug and Play has really helped us get here. Part of that is because of the breadth and depth and quality for all of you companies that are here today. The quality has been good, and you got to keep that up. That's part of what I think makes it successful for us as corporate partners into a place like Plug and Play. And here's some of our examples with companies that we've done partnerships with. There's a lot of depth. There's a lot of reasons for these. I want to mention a couple that are here today. Chemisense is actually a graduate of the Plug and Play group, an air quality monitor, and you should find Brian and Will over there afterwards and talk to them about how we're doing, what we're doing with them, and also ask them about us. I talk about this is what makes us different, and these guys can tell you. Breezy, Tim is here as well. Great multiple. What I like about our engagements at MANN+HUMMEL is there's multiple things going on with these companies after we've invested with them. Multiple different kinds of projects. We see lots of overlap, and we move fast to take advantage of it, and it's great. As opposed to just a purely financial investor, which is a world I know well, what I like about being in a strategic is that there's more than just money from us. And in addition to coaching and guidance and things like that, we're going to get you to contracts, right? There's going to be things that are tangible to help you grow a business. When we invest, we think that those are all possibilities, and oftentimes they're happening at the same time. And that's a big benefit about working with MANN+HUMMEL.